Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So the Nasdaq has hit another record high as the S&P was lifted briefly yesterday, but it's the Dow that is on everyone's minds as it slipped another 200 points, and it is looking likely that it will be a full-blown correction now. But the Nasdaq hitting more heavy heights above 17,000 for the first time. This is on the back of Nvidia's and AI tech stocks really pushing the index. But with the worry of inflation, interest rates and where the economy is going next, the Dow was pushed a little bit further lower. So it looks like one scenario for one index and another scenario for another. So let's get straight into the chart and just see how that's affected this Wednesday's trading. And as you can see here, we've seen on the Dow that we've had an uptick, this kind of double top or just short of this double top in recent periods. But as you can see here, falling from just below, well, just above 40,000. Now we're trading just below 39,000. So it is quite a worrying drop at the moment. But if history is anything to go by, as you can see here, we did drop a couple of thousand points not so long ago before being lifted again. So it could just be a case of a V-shaped recovery, very choppy market. We'll see how far this particular correction is going to go. If we do get back down to these particular areas, this is obviously the next support for the Dow, and this is on the daily chart, don't forget. And as you can see, we are now moving into oversold territory if this does continue. So with that being said, let me know what you're thinking, and if you are trading the Dow, where do you think this is going to go next? If we look on the 4-hour chart, just to get a bit more of a clearer intraday perspective, as you can see here, what we just looked at, we had this peak, a downward spiral, and then another peak, and now it looks like we're going in the same direction. So if that is the case, we've got another few hundred points to go before we actually have this kind of test and big signal on the Dow. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq, because as you can see here, we're looking on the daily chart now. Wow, I mean, it's just momentous pushing. Obviously, Nvidia is such a big factor in this index being hit and again for another record high. Obviously, where we did see this correction fall through, earnings season and other factors have really pushed the Nasdaq higher. And as I said, pushing over such a big marker in the market as well, so it is quite momentous. But if we look on the 4-hour chart, just to get into some intraday action, not too much on the daily chart, because as you can see, it's just the case of more and more record highs and waves higher, sorry. But as you can see here, we're just seeing now the remnants of what's going on, because the RSI is very overbought. So we are expecting a kind of slight movement to the downside or consolidation before we get another uptick, possibly towards 19,000. That'll be quite significant as well. So as I said, keep an eye out for the indices. They really are pushing, and obviously with stocks flying at the moment, especially artificial intelligence stocks and tech stocks in general, this doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. And as we approach the second half of the year, well, what is in store for these big names? And obviously with the presidential election coming up in just a few short months, it's not that long until November, it'll be upon us as soon as we know it. Is that going to have any bearing on where the indices are going next with the path of the economy? We'll have to wait and see. But as usual, we'll bring you all the latest in the comings and goings of the market. So stick with us, stay ahead, trade responsibly, and we'll speak again next time. Bye for now.